Hello everyone, welcome back to the 20 Doof channel, and this is the 2008 Mk5 Golf GTI. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is doing a complete overview of this car, so driving it, what's under the bonnet, everything else about this car you're going to see in this video, so let's get into it. At the front of the Mk5 GTI, of course, we have these halogen headlights which have been retrofitted with LED bulbs, which is very good. The grills has seen better days. Little bit of a crack there, but it's okay. The whole front end of this car looks very aggressive. The Mk5 GTI is probably the best looking GTI in my opinion. Looks very, very good, and obviously this is not a very standard Mk5 GTI, so we'll get into the mods a little later. But yeah, front looks pretty good, and that's really all about it. Nothing really nothing really obvious apart from the toe. Moving around to the side of the Mk5 GTI, so it's a bit windy. This one is obviously a 3-door, which I think looks much better than the 5-door. Obviously my i32 Mk5 is a 5-door, and I would much prefer a 3-door over the 5-door because it looks so much more sleek. But apart from a regular Mk5, it doesn't really look too different apart from the little side skirt down the bottom there, and then obviously these work wheels on the front here with S3 brake calipers as well, which is very cool. And obviously this is running BC coilovers, making it look very good, and I think it from the side it looks pretty nice. So moving around to the rear of the Mk5 GTI, obviously you'll notice the owner of this car, none other than Reflex GTI himself, has put a set of Valio tail lights on here, which I think look hugely better than the standard lights that come on this car. The Valios really do help to make the rear look a little bit more aggressive over these standard lights, because the standard lights are pretty terrible. But yeah, obviously on the rear you've got the painted rear valence diffuser thing here, which is good, and because the standard ones, they're just black plastic and they look pretty awful, but this looks much better. And of course you've got the little tow eye there too, and little exhaust. It is a standard catback system with a downpipe, so it does still sound pretty good. Also got a wiper delete here, which is pretty cool, and the inlay for the badge, which I think does make it look really good. But I think we should hear how it sounds. So the exhaust sounds pretty good for a standard system with just a downpipe. It sounds very good, but I think we should go check out what is under the bonnet of the Mk5 GTI. So under the bonnet of the Mk5 GTI, this is not what any ordinary Mk5 GTI looks like. This is actually a Mk6 Golf R engine inside, because the old engine blew up, and I've got the whole list of everything done to it here, so this might take a while. You know what, you can just read everything that's been done to this car, because there is quite a lot. But yeah, it's a pretty solid engine. How much power is this producing at the moment?
Probably like 215 to 220 kilowatts at the wheels.
At the wheels, wow, that's pretty good. Apart from the intake, it doesn't really look too different from a regular Golf R engine, I suppose. Little bits and pieces here and there, but it's stock officer, I swear. So looking in the interior of the Mk5 GTI, pretty much the same steering wheel out of the R32 as well, and these paddle shifters are much nicer than the standard ones. This has got the Highline display, which is sick to see. The R32 doesn't have that. Other than that, it is very much the same as the R32. RCD 330 head unit in the center there, which looks pretty good. 6R shift knob, is it? Yeah, 6R shift knob, and the little bottle opener in the center there. But apart from that, it is pretty much regular Mk5. In here, you got the tartan seats too, and yeah, that's pretty much about it for the interior. Alright, here we are in the Mk5 GTI, and it is bloody firm. Holy shit, it's got solid engine mounts, but wow, this is pretty crazy. Wow. This feels like a proper race car, that's wild. Holy shit, how did he make a Mk5 sound like that? Jesus Christ. No, this is crazy. This is such an unfair comparison compared to any other Mk5 GTI, because this one it's so much crazier. Holy. Wow. I haven't driven a Mk5 5, which feels this insane. Oh my god, that's crazy. So yeah, I mean, with the setup that this car's running, it feels pretty firm behind the wheel, I won't lie. Obviously it's very stiff being on BC coils, and really everything about it is so I love the that's so cool. Obviously this isn't my usual reviewing locations. We're in Brisbane, of course, so no, we're on the back streets of Bulimba, so I can't really go ahead and give it some because I'm not on my favourite little road, so it's going to be a pretty chill little drive. But oh my god, like this thing's crazy. And obviously it being a Mark 5, it's got good speakers, the seats are very nice and comfortable, even though they are the standard ones, they're very supportive, they feel very nice to sit in, and yeah, it feels so cool. And I love the Highline display. I don't know what it is about the Highline display, I just love it. But oh my god, yeah, it's firm. The solid engine mounts really do make the whole driving experience very firm. This thing is one of the closest things I've driven to a race car, let me tell you. Golf R Mark 6 swapped GTI. This is like this is probably crazy. But yeah, no, this does feel insane to drive. But yeah, what do I like most about driving this particular one? Well, I've driven a couple of Mark 5 GTIs before. They've all been manual. This is the first DSG Mark 5 GTI that I've driven, which I believe this gearbox is still the DQ250, same as the R32. Pretty good gearboxes. Obviously being a first generation DSG, it does have its inherent flaws, but this car gets meticulously taken care of, to my knowledge, and it's constantly being worked on, constantly does track days. It's paces quite often, and it's a bloody good car. Like, wow, this is I think it's very fair to say this is the most wild Volkswagen I've driven ever. I haven't driven anything that's really ever been tuned or has stuff done to it, so alright, we'll give it a little hit. It just spins up the bloody wheels, holy shit! Holy fuck! Oh my god! It just wants to spin him. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting that at all. I really wasn't, because it feels very tame if you're not really giving it any, and then you put the foot down and it just bloody spins them. Oh my god. That is crazy. That is insane. Obviously, it being a stock exhaust, you don't really get many exhaust sounds, but you get the whole time. It's so cool. It is really cool. Yeah, if you have a Mark 5 GTI, do what Mr. Reflex GTI has done and modify the shit out of your car, because this feels so much more fun than any standard Mark 5. And I'm imagining around track this thing would fly. This thing would be absolutely flying around any track. Drop a couple of gears. It's so quick. It is so quick. That is crazy. That is insane. Yeah, I think this video has just been me going on and on about how quick this car is, but no, it's still very comfortable. Obviously, this being a pretty much race car, it's pretty comfortable. These Mark 5s, they're just very solid. Like, this feels very solid on the road as well. A lot lighter than the R32. Obviously, the R32's got the VR6, feels a lot heavier at the front end. This, not so much. This feels much more nimble, much lighter, and I really do like that about it. Yeah, closing thoughts on the Mark 5 GTI. Should you buy one? Most certainly, even if you're not going to go to these extremes and modify the absolute living hell out of the car, they're still such incredible platforms. Like, even stock, these cars feel awesome to drive. You really cannot go wrong with the Mark 5 GTI. Well, it does have its inherent flaws, of course, being a Mark 5 GTI, but Volkswagen really did do everything right with this car. I can't floor it. It looks amazing, it sounds awesome, it goes crazy. This thing's crazy. Insane car. But yeah, sorry, this review hasn't been like my other reviews. It's been very different. But I appreciate you watching the video, and I will. Jesus Christ, it's so quick.